Today we are bringing back Masked Hero Darklaw to Despia. If you want 5% off any single or sealed product and want to support me and the channel, head over to tierzerogames.com and use code GALZO5 at checkout. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we have a new build from Branded Despia, of course, and today we have Darklaw coming back, Masked Hero Darklaw. And Darklaw is definitely not a new tech to Despia. It's been around ever since the beginning. I remember in the national season seeing people playing Darklaw in their deck, but now it's really impactful because of tier, and there's additional spice in this build specifically that I've been testing out, and I've been having a lot of fun with this build in general. I think Darklaw is just a huge interruption on the board that they have to get rid of quickly. So hopefully you can take some inspiration from this build as well. Before we begin, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you're new as always. Let's try to get to 3,000 subs before the end of the year. I know it's going to be hard, but you know, if some of you, 75% of you watching this are not subscribed. So if maybe half of you subscribed, we could possibly get to 3,000. So let's go into the card by card and look at the deck list and see some of the spice that I've been working with recently. So let's dive right in. We have, of course, 3 Albert the Jester of Despia, 2 Albas. Currently, for a long time now, I've been playing 2 Albas only, and I never really missed them because I always play around 40 cards, so you don't really need the third one. You can always shuffle it back with Lubellion, so I'm assuming it is okay working for me currently. We have True Tragedy, which I do like it at 2. 1 Drama, we have 1 Albion the Shrouded, which is such an amazing card, and 1 Ad Libitum. We also have another card that I really like recently. Blazing Cartesia is putting in so much work, and it works really well when you have Tri-Brigade Mercurier. So this is obviously a negate if you have it in your hand. Because we're playing Lost, you get it to your hand pretty often. But another thing that you can do with it is discard it, banish it with the Bestial, and then search for the Cartesia to special summon it and fusion summon either on your turn or your opponent's turn. So I really like this one-off package. These are such great utility cards, and I'm really enjoying Cartesia right now. This is why I brought up the Ecclesia, the new Ecclesia playmat for everybody to see. So, Bestials, I'm playing 2 of each currently. I don't want to go over like 47. I don't remember the card count specifically for this deck, but I think that for now, these are fine for me. If you don't want to go over like 50 cards, for example, which I definitely don't want to go above, I'm currently having fun with this because these are not the only form of interruption that I have. It really sucks when they take your Magnemite from the graveyard, so I'm kind of trying to play around that as well. And of course we have the Edge Imp Chain and Patchwork engine, which is really good, especially if you are playing things like Dramaturge, Ad Libitum, Cartesia. It just adds to the power of the deck. The more you can spam out fusions, and specifically get a Masquerade on board, and of course the Poly engine really helps when they bestial your Lubellion. But we have another solution for that, and that is Chaos Hunter. 3 Chaos Hunter in the main deck. If you don't know what this card does, when your opponent special summons a monster, you can discard 1 card as cost, special summon this card to the field. This is a level 7, 25, 16, Dark Fiend, of course. And what this card says when it's on the field, your opponent cannot banish cards. So it's really easy to bring to the board whenever your opponent summons something, Xyz summon, Link summon. It happens very often and early. You can just summon it to the field, discard 1 card, and we have a lot of advantage from discarding. We have Serenir, Retribution, Tragedy, Edge Imp Chain. We have all those things that can get a lot of value off of discarding, and this card basically says your opponent cannot bestial you, and they cannot use shufflers in the graveyard. And I've been really liking this tech recently. I've seen it in some other builds that are actually tier limit builds, playing this in the main deck, and I thought, let's give it a try. It's really easy to summon, and it really kills the meta decks currently. So when you have Darklaw on the board, it's only 2400 attack. So what they usually do, your opponent usually will summon a Bestial and just attack over it. but they can't when you have Chaos Hunter on the field. So really, really good. Make sure you test it out. Reprinted recently in Magnificent Mavens. So I've been really enjoying this. It really kills the things that kill branded currently. Shufflers and Bestials really hurt the deck as much as they hurt tier limits, of course, because this is a graveyard reliant deck, and I've been really enjoying putting up Chaos Hunter on the board. And of course, we have free Mask Change. We'll talk about Dark Law a little bit later when we get to the extra deck. 3 Mask Change, number 2, 3 Branded Fusion. We have, of course, 3 Branded Opening, 1 Regained, 1 Red, 1 Lost, 1 Theater, again capitalizing on Fusion Summoning, not relying exclusively on an Albion or a Mirror Jade, just Fusion Summoning as much as possible. Then for the traps, we have Branded Beast, we have Retribution, which I love so much, and of course, Branded Banishment. Let's go into the extra deck. So, for the extra deck, we have Albalainatus. Of course, still really valuable when you go up against boards of, a lot of Bestials, Dragon Link. Personally, where I live, still meta, still topping tournaments. So, super valuable to have this card, just like an auto win against some strategies and against some boards. We have 1 Titanic Lad, 3 Albion. I really like 3 because you can go over them really, really quickly. And you never want to run out because this is the best fusion to summon. And of course, we have the 2 Mirror Jade, which is a must in my opinion. I'm playing 1 Lubellion for a long time now, and it never comes up that I need the second one. I would rather play 3 Albion that actually do something and give a lot more value than a Lubellion, simply because it never, it's going to be very rare that this card gets negated or stays on the field for some reason. So currently, happy with it at 1. We have 2 Masquerade, 1 Darklaw. So this is the heart of this build, basically. What Darklaw does, if you don't know, is that it's basically sort of like a Macrocosmos. Any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. And additionally, once per turn, if your opponent searches a card, adds a card to their hand from the deck, you can banish 1 card randomly out of their hand. This card is a powerhouse. If it had 2500, it would be really good. But basically, the idea behind Darklaw specifically is that you have Mask Change 2, and you have specifically 2 monsters that you can go into Darklaw from. You have Aluber, Albaz, and you actually also have Edge Imp Chain. Funny enough, you have Edge Imp Chain. What Mask Change 2 does, if you happen to not know, you discard a card, you target a monster, a face-up monster in your field, then you summon a masked hero with a higher level, but the same attribute. So basically, level 4, level 4, level 4 Dark, and Darklaw is a level 6. And for example, if you normal summon Aluber, and it gets hit with like a Sulliek or something, you chain Mask Change, you dodge the negate, you get a Darklaw on the field, and Aluber resolves as well. So this is the idea behind the package. Nothing new at all, but I've been having a lot of fun playing with it. Starving Venom to get over those big fusion monsters or big monsters in general, just gets to really, really high attack. Queritus, I absolutely love this card. If you're not playing it, you're dumb, to be honest. Dragostapelia, and of course Chimera, that is still putting in a lot more work, and it's also, we're playing Poly in our deck, so it's still very, very valuable. So a lot of people have been asking me to run some test hands in my videos, so I'm going to do just that. We're going to shuffle as best as we can because, those deck profiles really organize your deck in a specific way. And in terms of the side deck, some things that I'm playing right now, because this also comes up in a lot of my videos, because I usually don't show side decks. Side decks are really specific to where you play, what kind of tournaments you play, what sort of meta is in your locals currently. But right now, I've been enjoying Shifter a lot. If you open Shifter, it doesn't hurt Despia at all, and you get a lot of value, especially if you're playing like Tier, even Sprite. I think Dark Ruler No More is also pretty much a must in this deck, specifically against things like Sprite, Runic Sprite, Naturia, stuff like that have, like 5 negates on board. You Dark Ruler and you continue playing, which is really, really good. And other things is like, of course, back row removal. I am playing the Zombie World and Necro World Banshee package. So all of those things are pretty standard, I believe. So let's hopefully we shuffled good, and let's draw some cards. So we have Mask Change, Edge Chain, Aluber, Poly, and another Mask Change. This is like, you know, a realistic hand. This can happen to you, but we are gonna play that out and see what we can do with this hand. I think this hand is really good because we already have the Edge Chain for the discard, so that is good. So we're gonna go Aluber and search, and we are gonna chain Mask Change too. We're gonna discard the Edge Chain. Then this will go to the graveyard, and we are gonna get to summon our masked hero, Darklaw, to the field. So any card sent from now on to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. So no Havness, no shenanigans like that. And we are gonna search, of course, for the branded fusion. Then on resolution, we are gonna trigger the Edge Chain in our graveyard. Let's put it like this. We're gonna get a lot more discard fodder here, and we are gonna grab the Patchwork. We're already gonna activate it because we're already in the deck, and we're gonna grab the second Poly and the second Edge Chain from our deck. So this is our graveyard, and you know, we're already +1. We started off with a 5-card hand, and we already have a Darklaw and an additional. And you know, this, for example, is a brick. The other Poly is not that great as well. So here, I think what I'm gonna do is just gonna go for the regular, you know, Lubellion 9. So we're gonna go with Branded Fusion. We are gonna send. We have good discard fodder, so you know, we're kind of going nuts here. Albaz, Lubellion. So this is the usual line. We're gonna get the Albion here. Albion is gonna banish the Albaz and the Edge Chain right here. Let's put him here so you can see. Grab the Lubellion. Here we're gonna discard. I think we are gonna discard. There's really no reason not to discard like something like a Mask Change, I suppose, because we're not gonna use it anymore, and we already opened 2. Then we're gonna shuffle the Albaz back into the deck. Lubellion, and that was a pretty crappy hand, to be honest, but it's still full combo with this build specifically. Then we have our Mirror Jade. Then we can sacrifice the Albion for the Lubellion, activate the Lubellion, grab whatever you want here. Specifically with this hand, right now you don't have any fusion follow-up, so it's probably going to be just like a Branded Beast for a pop, wherever we can find it. And then during the end phase, you have now 2 options, because you have the Albion. You don't usually end on an Aluber in the graveyard, but now we do because of Mask Change. So you can go into, you know, like a Branded in red, or personally, Branded Banishment is really good as well. So this is what we have from a pretty crappy hand, to be honest. If we had like another Despia name or something, we could have still kept going. But, you know, we still have a pop, a banish, a huge floodgate, and a banish from your opponent's hand. Possibly another banish, and Branded Beast, which is a pop. So still not bad at all, even for like a very mediocre hand. So hey guys, let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. Are you playing Dark World in almost 2023? I know I'm like a little bit late to the party. I just couldn't get my hands on the cards, and I think it's still very relevant, and specifically with the Chaos Hunter, it puts up a lot of work as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you are new, and of course, if you want to get any of these cards, or any cards in general, head over to tier0games.com. Use code GALZO5 at checkout for 5% off. There are a lot of new products currently, a lot of pre-orders for the New Year set, including the 25th anniversary set that is coming later in 2023. So check that out, tier0games.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.